Hi everyone, welcome back for another whiskey review. Well, I'm still here, still on my marathon effort, working my way through this Advent calendar, very graciously gifted to me all the way back in 2018, 2019. But I've had a bit of a roadblock, and I mean, I knew what all the different windows have behind them, because, well, I knew. And I had a choice to make. Do I skip this particular whiskey for reviewing? Because I've actually already reviewed it just over a year or under a year ago when I went through a sampler pack of all the different Balvenis, the 12, the 17, and the 14. And I'm sitting here right now just thinking, do I do it again? Yeah, why not? Because, I mean, in my mind, I've done thousands of whiskey reviews by now because I do try so many different whiskeys. But I am a lazy YouTuber. It is on the record. I don't record as many reviews. But hey, maybe I've hit that point now. I can start really reviewing some of the whiskeys, which will be interesting. And I'll go back and watch what I said about this particular dram. See, maybe I've changed my mind. Maybe I like it more or less, whatever it might be. What will be interesting though, and this is what I've just thought of. The last sample I tried came out of this in, oh no, I don't have it here. It came out of the Balveni's own branded triple miniature pack. It had the 12-year-old, which is this, the 14-year-old Caribbean cask, and the 17-year-old. But this is Balvenie bottled in the wax sealed sample. So that will be interesting if there's any difference from that regard. And I know a lot of people comment about that actually. I don't like a particular bottle type. It's not really nice. It's not aging that well. Or it's not holding that well, I should say. But, let's see. Maybe there's a minute difference in the whiskey. Now, the Balvenie, the great mystery for me, unfortunately, because during my trip to Speyside in 2018, my only trip to Scotland, my trip of lifetime, I unfortunately could not go to Balvenie because I double stacked a really long tour at Glenfiddich and, if I recall, Glenfiddich on the same day. So I was so rushed and I ran out of time because I had to go all the way to Inverness to go to Dalmore Whisky the next day. So I had to give Balvenie a miss, which really hurt at the time because I do like Balvenie drams and I've drunk a few different ones over the years, including some cask strength samples. But hey, maybe I'll go back to Scotland one day, circle back, and hopefully get to go to the Balvenie. Now, this one in particular, the DoubleWood, the name gives it away, right? It's aged for 12 years, but they've used two different casks. So aged initially in traditional oak. Now, this is a term I don't understand. When they say traditional oak, I'm just assuming they're saying ex-bourbon cask. Is that traditional oak? Maybe someone can clarify in the comments. Maybe you know more than me. So aged initially in ex-bourbon cask, but then further matured and first filled sherry cask, which is really interesting. They're using the sherry cask, I guess, to lift the profile a bit, but also add more flavor, more smells to it to make it a little bit more interesting. And bottled at 40% ABV. And color-wise, there you go. Not very dark, reasonably light, but yeah, a bit more than some of the other light whiskies I've tried tonight. All right, let's see what's it like on the nose first. Oh, spice, gentle spice, honey. The marriage of honey and spice is really pleasing on the nose. I do want to make a comment on price as well because I did say maybe something has changed since I last reviewed this whiskey, or something very dramatic has changed. This has shot up in retail. If I recall correctly, just over a year ago, we were retailing this in New Zealand for around $115, $114. But now it has shot up to $145. That's Macallan money. Macallan 12-year-old ex-bourbon cask, I think, or the double cask, whatever they call, or fine oak. It's just confusing names. It's only about 130, so it's gone over Macallan, which is good. Congratulations, Balvenie. You know, I love everything Balvenie. It is a luxurious dram, but in retail, in the year has jumped 20, 30 bucks, which prices out a lot of people's pocket because your other space out drams like Glenfiddich and Glenfarclas and some of the others are still sitting around at $80, $90. Glenlivet is sitting around $80, $90. So this is a whole $50, $45 above it. Is it worth it? I think so, but yeah, you got to sort of justify things in life. Do I really want to spend $45 more? Would I get something else better for $150? These are the choices you got to make, especially when you're going well above $100 price point. All right, back to the nose. The spice is really, really nice. You know, it's not overwhelming from any, not overwhelming at all. Very, very light, very, very interesting. All right, let's see what's it like on the palate. Well, a lot more richer and oilier than on the palate compared to any other whiskey I've drunk tonight. I mean, I've drunk and sampled and reviewed some very light, interesting whiskies from around the world, but the spice on the palate is really nice. And that's something you don't get in some of the other space out whiskies I've just named at the $80 to $90. The rich mouthfeel is just fantastic. Really, really on the point. Really on the point. And it's not as fruity and syrupy compared to some of the other space out drams around 10, 12 years old. This is a lot more settled. The spice is intertwining with the rich sweetness. In terms of the finish, it's lacking a bit. You know, the flavors are disappearing as I'm talking. So short to medium finish. But hey, it is that sort of entry-level point for the Balvenie journey and does get beautiful from here. I would 100% urge you to go back and watch my reviews of the 14-year-old Caribbean cask and the 17-year-old, which is unfortunately discontinued now. But life in Balvenie gets really, really interesting. And obviously they command a bit more money as well. But for a 12-year-old whiskey, definitely worth it. If you have not tried it, I would 100% recommend trying it once. If you don't want to stretch yourself to be there well above $100 at around $140, $145 retail, maybe try it at a bar once. There's any number of bars I can think of all around New Zealand that do keep Balvenie as one of the good sort of stable entry-ish level single malts. So you can try a dram, you know, and make up your mind that way if you do want to invest in a bottle. And if you have tried it before, I hope you continue to enjoying it. You know, I've opened many of these bottles over the years for sharing with friends and family, and it's always delivered for novice drinkers. It gives them something interesting, something a lot more flavorsome, but also for seasoned drinkers. It's a happy medium. It gives you enough. It leaves you with that spice, that sweetness. It's just really, really nice and definitely worth extending yourself a little bit in terms of price point. Well, that's all I've got to say about this particular whiskey. And as I end, I'm actually intrigued what I said last time. So I'm actually going to watch both of my own reviews and see what I said about it last time. And this will end up being the whiskey I've reviewed for second time for the channel. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully you'll watch the other review as well. As I recommended before, you'll watch the reviews of the 14 and the 17 Balvenie as well. So finally, that's all I've got to say about this particular whiskey. If you're liking the content, please like, share, subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you in the very near future for more whiskey reviews. See you later. Bye-bye.